In the middleweight division at UFC Seattle, you got Mansur Abdul-Malik, a perfect 7-0, taking on Nick Klein, who's 6-1. Both guys fighting out of the USA or from USA, from America. Now, Abdul-Malik, 1 inch taller at 6'2". He's 27. Nick Klein, 29. So two young guys, not even at 30 yet. Malik, 2 inch reach advantage. Both guys stand right-handed. Now, the differences. Abdul-Malik, 6.6 significant strikes per minute to 1.6 for Nick Klein. So that's considerable, and that's why he's a 10-1 favorite in this fight. Now, Nick Klein's numbers are hard to gauge because it's showing 8 takedowns per round. Now, obviously, that won't stand. So he's had a quick fight so far in the UFC. More on that in a minute. Now, Abdul-Malik is 2-0 in a UFC setting. He won one at the Contender Series by second round KO over Wes Schultz. Then came in and beat Dusko Todorovic by first round KO, 29-3 in significant strikes. So just overwhelming. Now, Nick Klein got a quick first round win over Geraldo Souza by submission in 37 seconds. So this should be interesting because Nick Klein does have a loss, and I'm going to research that real quick and see where that loss came from. But the big question really in this fight is going to be, can Abdul-Malik defend the takedowns? I mean, a guy like Nick Klein is coming in and submitting a guy in 37 seconds. That's ridiculous. So the one loss he had was to Joran Dokal, maybe, by third round TKO. His last 3 wins are all by submission. And he wasn't doing that early in his career. In his first 4 fights, no submissions. Then all of a sudden he runs off 3 in a row. He had a heel hook submission as an amateur. And one thing I do like here is you're seeing the 6-1 record, but in his amateur career, he was about 7-1. So he had more amateur fights than professional. So, I mean, just overall, he's more like 13-2. So, you got to take a look at that. Abdul-Malik just 7 fights in, but he's looked good so far, a striker versus a potential submission specialist here. And we just don't know if Abdul-Malik can defend the takedowns because he hasn't been in there long enough. Now, we do know Wes Schultz had 2 against him, but it didn't matter. He ended up still getting the finish in the second round of that fight. So where will Nick Klein be compared to Wes Schultz? We're going to find out, but I can't go against Abdul-Malik right now. I mean, the guy is 2-0 by KO. Of course, that could be stifled if he can't defend takedowns. So I got to believe that that's what's going to happen. He's a 10-1 favorite for a reason as well. But when you look on paper, don't discount Nick Klein, a 6-1 underdog. Don't discount him. But I got to go with Abdul-Malik here, likely to get the KO early in the first round. As long as he doesn't get taken down, he'll move to 8-0, in my opinion. Middleweight division, UFC, Seattle.